later, it was impossible to flow too illy, too sick, too hospital. Be careful who you in because the end result will rot your bones. I hold no grudges, just loving on the microphone. When you enter my life, I hope you leave better. Not to mention filled up and fully loaded pressure. Don't come, but I know you'll overcome. Why am I so confident? All of heaven got my back. I know what the bottom looks like, it ain't rocking. I know how it feel to be alone, ain't popping. The flip side is a whole nother option, and that's the side I've been on. You ain't wanna talk. I know what the bottom looks like, it ain't rocking. I know how it feel to be alone, ain't popping. The flip side is a whole nother option, and that's the side I've been on.
As many of you all know, this channel is mostly focused on the altcoin market. However, Bitcoin drives the rest of the market, and as such, we need to understand Bitcoin's movements to gain an understanding of how the altcoins will behave. Today, Bitcoin registered a 3-day candle for the first time since mid-June. There is no doubt the current bullish momentum has strength, with other key signs flashing green as well. But there are 3 critical levels at play: 30,000, 36,500, and 40K. The strength displayed by the $30,000 trading range has been notable recently. However, Bitcoin's price tested this support range 3 times since May 19th, and each time we saw a strong bounce. But what does this mean? There might not be a 4th time. It is very rare for an asset to bounce back from a support range 4 times. Today, we're going to talk about a potential dive back to 24K. Doesn't mean it has to happen, but it could very well happen. The importance of the $36,500 resistance level also strategically increases. Bitcoin was valued at 36.5 last on June 12th, 2021. It has now been more than a month, and the level was tested just once in the past 30 to 40 days. So breaking the 36,500 mark and closing a daily candle above this price level would bring a swift change in market sentiment if we can do it. So if we can break this level, the OTC influx might pick up, and investors might continue to maintain buying pressure at this level. Right now, 36.5 remains the immediate target, but it is important to note that strong resistance will also be something to watch out for here. And then, if we do see further upside past the 36.5, the next level of resistance would be at the 40,000 mark. This level has been a prominent level since it was also the market top during the October-February rally, after which Bitcoin dropped a little bit. And it still holds significance because a move above 40K directly invalidates and reduces the possibility of another $30,000 retest. So, but to be honest with you, I think if we can get above the 36.5, I think, we may see some, a little retracement at 40K, but I'm feeling pretty confident that if we can get above the 36.5, I think it's going to invalidate the bull trap that a lot of people are talking about. So the $30,000 level for Bitcoin, just so I just want to talk about this for a second. It's a psychologically strong level, right? I mean, we all know this. It's not surprising that the price bounced considerably, right, at this level. It's interesting how much this bull run looks like the one from 2017, and if this bull cycle follows the same pattern, we should be near the bottom and soon see a strong bounce back to above $50,000. So, Bitcoin is possibly turning the final corner before the axis of its price path changes again. Keeping track of the market is more vital than ever right now. So it is important that traders keep an eye on the market conditions and watch to see how Bitcoin interacts at these price levels. If we see a break above 40 or 41,000, altcoins will also see a surge and come back to life. The 20-week moving average is on an incline for the first time since May 19th. We had seen a crossover in June, but bullish movement above this key level during an incline adds strength to the bullish narrative. Bitcoin appears to be in a slight bullish run, especially since news that Tesla and SpaceX hold Bitcoin on their balance sheets. Yet the asset needs to flip some key levels into support to further sustain this rally. What we are waiting to see is for Bitcoin to generate a new higher low. Right now, we do have this fake out beneath the recent low, pushing us back to the training range. And a couple of days ago, we were looking for confirmation for a flip at 31K resistance level to sustain our bullish momentum. We did get that flip, but the question of the day is, can we break through all of the resistance that lies ahead? And can we see a new higher low? That is the question. Bitcoin has been trading above the key support level at 29.3 and has managed to break out of a falling wedge, which is a pattern that can indicate a much anticipated trend reversal. However, many traders are waiting for Bitcoin to take that final dip below 26K. And many people many analysts are saying that with the sentiment in clear bearish euphoria, this type of sentiment could set up a major bear trap and be the catalyst for a sustained Bitcoin bounce. But right now we are in the middle of a heavy run towards a 36,000 price high, potentially even a wick towards 37.5. But traders need to definitely proceed with caution here, since we are still in a downtrend, at least until we have confirmation that it has been broken. The signal that I am waiting for is a clear break above 41K. Until until we can get that break up here, because with heavy resistance coming in at 40K, a psychological level that we have had plenty of interaction with in the past, as many hodlers are aware, another dip below 26K could provide us with the spring we need to head back up to all-time highs. So, I'm just not sure that there's enough buying pressure here to push us all the way through the 40-41. I'm not saying it can't happen. We're just not seeing the volume right now. But it can happen. I've seen it happen. So it could happen any minute. To be honest with you, you never know. People, once the market starts turning green, people get excited. So I won't put anything past the market. I'll put it that way. But what we have seen is that every time Bitcoin drops below 29K, there are plenty of institutional investors and whales ready to buy it up. So if we had to head down again, my thought is that we won't be down there very long. My only suggestion to traders is don't get shaken out by the dip. There are plenty of bullish indicators that are showing the power of the markets to recover. So to summarize today's prediction for Bitcoin, we are watching Bitcoin interact with the 34.6 and the 36.5 price levels. If we break above the 36,500, the target will be between 40 and 41,000. A break above 41,000 will likely see another leg up in the bull run, and we may see new all-time highs. If we break down at these levels, we could be heading back down to drink up more buying pressure at around 29.3. If 29.3 does not hold, the next level of support will be the $26,000 mark. We may even see a wick down to around 24,000, at which point the buying pressure will provide us with the catalyst we need to soar back to some of the highest levels we have ever seen in Bitcoin price history. So my outlook is bullish in both scenarios. The latter may just take us a week or two longer than the prior. Speaking of bullish sentiment, for those of you who live in the U.S. and Canada, Bitcoin will now be available in Circle K stores across the U.S. and Canada. For those of you not in the U.S., Circle K gas stations and convenience stores are everywhere. I mean, like a lot of them. So there's over 700 machines already installed in Circle K stores. So pretty bullish. This is pretty major news. I know, like in Asia, they've got a lot of Bitcoin machines, but this is pretty great stuff for the entire crypto markets. This is just going to bring so many people into crypto, right? I mean, unbelievable. A leading convenience and fuel retailer, Circle K, is just deploying Bitcoin ATMs in its stores across the U.S. and Canada. More than 700 machines operated by Bitcoin Depot have already been installed. As one of the world's leading convenience and fuel retailers, Circle K is the first major retail chain to deploy Bitcoin ATMs within its stores. Pretty interesting. Circle K is a global brand of alimentation couche-tard, a leader in convenience and fuel retail with more than 14,200 stores operating in 26 countries and territories. According to the company, it's the largest independent convenience store operator in terms of the number of company-operated stores in the U.S. and a leader in the convenience store industry and road transportation fuel retail in Canada, Scandinavia, the Baltics, and Ireland. The company also has a presence in Poland and Hong Kong. The Atlanta-based Bitcoin Depot currently has 3,793 cryptocurrency ATMs, making it the largest crypto ATM operator ahead of CoinCloud with 2,628 machines, and CoinFlip, which has approximately 2,500 machines. According to the crypto ATM tracking website, Coin ATM Radar, Bitcoin Depot's crypto ATMs enable users to buy Bitcoin and over 30 other cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin Depot CEO Brandon Mintz opined, Circle K understands that cryptocurrency will be a growing part of the future economy and payments landscape. By adding Bitcoin ATMs to the company's stores, Circle K can attract new customers to their stores, offer financial access to underserved communities, and set themselves apart from other retailers with this new technology. So this is pretty bullish. If I was to say, this will definitely bring a lot of new people into the crypto space for sure. So NYDIG, Stone Ridge Asset Management, the parent company of NYDIG, has been actively pursuing new investment vehicles for Bitcoin. On Friday, Stone Ridge's open-end mutual fund revealed a new Bitcoin-focused investment strategy. So this is pretty interesting. Bitcoin can now be added to 401ks. So, I'm definitely calling my financial manager on Monday. I'm definitely going to add this to my 401k for sure. Because, just the long-term growth prospect of Bitcoin could really add some serious price action to my 401k and my to my mutual funds. So earlier this year, Stone Ridge filed a prospectus for its diversified alternatives fund, which saw exposure to Bitcoin and other alternative assets. Stone Ridge purchased 10,000 Bitcoin in October through NYDIG as part of its post-pandemic investment strategy. The timeline of the purchase coincided with the beginning of a 7-month uptrend for Bitcoin that would see its peak value near 65K. More institutional investors have gained exposure to Bitcoin over the past year, reflecting broader mainstream acceptance and a growing appetite for digital assets. The next wave of institutional adoption could be driven by financial advisors, a broad category of professionals who are always looking for new investment horizons. For financial advisors, investing in Bitcoin no longer carries the same stigma it did a few years ago. So, yeah, this is big stuff here. Big stuff happening for cryptocurrency as it starts to be, gain more and more mainstream adoption. So, I just wanted to take a quick look at the altcoin market. So after a period of intense volatility, altcoins rallied briefly, followed by a period of consolidation. The broader crypto market remains overall indecisive. However, the altcoins are experiencing the same. Despite noting considerable gains, Tron was trading in the red, and it might go on to a downtrend if the price doesn't shoot up over the next few trading sessions. VeChain's market capitalization has gone up by more than 6.2%, and Ethereum showing promising returns. So let's just check out Ethereum first. And Ethereum bounced off of its $1,745 price support level, with the bears losing a lot of their strength since the most recent move on July 21st. The immediate resistance for ETH is apparent, with a red candle developing at the 2170 mark. And the next level of resistance comes in at around 2252. If we can get above here, right now we're trading at around 2162. It has, overall, ETH has recovered by around 14% over the last week. However, for sustained returns, ETH must consistently test its immediate and subsequent resistance levels, and the bulls will need to consistently buy as we work our way through. A lot will depend on Bitcoin, as the market's indecisiveness will determine whether altcoins surge or purge. So can we break this trend? Overall, capital inflows dipped slightly as the Chaikin money flow, despite buyers retaining most of their strength. With respect to volatility, the Bollinger Bands were converging to suggest that the price might trade within a tight range for a while. The bullish trend in the market could strengthen if buying pressure sees consistent movement. However, the average directional index was a little over the 30 mark, which does signify a weakening trend. And we can see that here. So this is the daily chart, and it does not look like we are going to get, looks like we're going to get a lower high here. So so let's just touch base on ADA. ADA's price, it's seen a 3% hike over the last 24 hours. It has made several attempts to move up to the $1.27 level over the past few days. However, it failed to move past the $1.23 level since bouncing at the $1.15. In the past week, ADA recovered by close to 4%, and liquidity seems to have gone down as trading volume dipped by more than 10.68%. The Bollinger Bands have also pointed at low market volatility. The squeeze momentum indicator also affirmed the same, flashing a squeeze release and a clear signal to buy. The buy signal was strong for Cardano, and the RSI projects a hike in buying pressure. Polkadot. The Polkadot price is currently on a breakout, but we are getting some resistance right now. And for the rally to be sustained, dot bulls will have to firm their grip. Polkadot is currently experiencing light resistance at the $13.50 mark. Like many other assets, the last couple of days have seen DOT display a striking reversal. The Polkadot price has risen approximately 35% from Tuesday's low at around $10.37 and is currently aiming for more higher highs. This recovery has created a V-shaped chart pattern on the daily chart as bulls target gains above $15. So yes, it just looks like we're hitting some resistance here. We're going to need to see more buying pressure than this. It just looks like we're putting in a lower high here, but The V-shaped technical pattern was formed when DOT made a sustained uptrend following a massive price decrease that started on July 11th. And if this pattern holds, Polkadot will continue rising with a target above $25. So that is the target. If we can get past this resistance. The bullish thesis for DOT is also accentuated by the moving average convergence divergence, the MACD, which, by its position above the zero line in the positive region. Moreover, the MACD line is positioned above the signal line, which is a further validation of upward traction. It is worth noting that Polkadot bulls have to overcome several hurdles before completing the recovery. Currently, DOT is facing immediate resistance at the $13.50 mark, which could force the Polkadot price to retrace back to its support level, which was around $12.50 before starting another recovery. Overcoming this hurdle will pitch the asset against other resistance levels at the 100-day simple moving average, which comes in right now at about $13.70. And there is further resistance at the $14.20 mark and at the 200-day simple moving average coming in right now at around $14.70. If we do get rejected, be aware that the bulls have to defend the immediate support level at $12. And we will need to ensure a daily closure above $13.16 resistance level. If this does happen, bullish momentum will be bolstered to overcome these hurdles, and we will likely test the $15 psychological level. And if we do test the $15 mark, we'll likely point our sights at the next target, which the target price level coming in at around $15.70. This represents an approximate 25% rise from our current levels. So if Polkadot does head back down, failure to close the daily out at around $13.16 could completely invalidate this bullish rally and force a correction in the downward move. If this happens, Polkadot will be forced to retest the $13 and potentially the $11.80 support levels. Further retractions could see DOT revisit the July 20th low at around $10.30. The possibility of this bearish outlook would be validated by the RSI. It's with the RSI showing downward movement towards the midline. So keep an eye on the RSI. We are showing some downward momentum here at the midline. So investors might have to wait for more crypto signals to see what happens to the Polkadot price before making any moves. So I would just maybe hold off until we get some confirmation what this is going to do. VeChain. Now, I did want to touch base on VeChain a little bit today for you guys. VeChain's goal, just so for those of you who might not know, I know I've got a lot of VFam that checks in on this channel. VeChain's goal is to improve supply chain efficiency and transparency, which should reduce costs to benefit businesses and consumers. VET token powers the VeChain platform by facilitating transactions. Many risk-averse investors might like VET because of its capped supply. There are 64 billion VET tokens in circulation, and the maximum supply is fixed at a little over 86 billion. Cryptocurrencies with capped supply do offer an inbuilt cover from inflation, which is a great risk in many meme coins, such as Doge. So at the current price of 7.15 cents, VET is down about 70% from its all-time high of 28 cents. which it reached back in April. If VET can sustain a compounded monthly growth rate of 30% from now on, it could get back to its all-time high by the end of 2021. At a compounded monthly growth rate of 10%, the crypto could reach $20 in 5 years, which does imply a 30,000% potential return on investment at the current level. So something interesting to consider with VeChain. VeChain blockchain looks to have a bright future, which makes VET crypto an attractive investment for those who have a long-term vision. The global supply chain management industry that VeChain is about to disrupt is on track to grow more than $37 billion by 2027. And it's currently sitting at just above 16 billion. So quite an industry. So as more businesses come to the VeChain platform to boost their supply chain operations and cut costs, the use and demand for VET crypto should increase, which would cause the price to appreciate. Buying the dip in VET has been rewarding even after the recent crypto meltdown. Even though the altcoin is down more than 70%, any investors who bought the dip back in March would have seen their portfolio actually grow more than 4,000%. So VET has definitely made considerable gains in the last year. VET's price action consolidated between 6 and 7 cents after it rallied on July 21st. If the bulls pushed the price slightly up, the coin would test the resistance level of 8 cents. VET gained just about 7 cents over the last 24 hours, with the hike in price pushing its market capitalization up more than 6.2%. Volatility could increase as the squeeze momentum indicator flashed a squeeze release that hinted at chances of market volatility. With this mostly undecided price movement coupled with bearish trade days, the awesome oscillator shown right here is picturing mixed signals. Buyers exerted pressure on the market as the altcoin's price rose. The same was confirmed by the RSI. So let's jump into some news from around the space. Today, I did want to talk about Nervos. So, for those of you out there who are familiar with Nervos, I am going to be covering this coin on a regular basis. I'm very, very interested in this project. It is a relatively new coin. Actually, it's a couple of years. This project has been around since 2019, but overall, Nervos. So what's interesting is that they're partnering with Cardano, and I just think that their project is it's interesting. So I am going to cover more about this project. So IOHK and Nervos are teaming up to build a bridge of interoperability between Cardano and the Nervos network. Once completed, this pioneering cross-chain bridge will enable users to transact assets between the two blockchains. The end goal is to foster greater interoperability while expanding the global reach and utility of both Nervos and Cardano. The Nervos Common Knowledge Base, or CKB, is a permissionless Layer 1 open-source proof-of-work blockchain protocol focused on creating the foundations for an interoperable, universal public network. So this is very unique. Okay, so permissionless Layer 1 open-source proof-of-work blockchain protocol focused on creating the foundations for an interoperable, universal public network. So what that means is that, what Nervos is trying to do is that make it possible for then that's what Nervos is. They call it, if you look at their website, they're basically the nervous system of the crypto industry. So what they'd like to do is make their protocol interoperable with every blockchain. So from their protocol, you can access every single chain that's out there. So pretty interesting stuff. This coin is right now it's priced at about 1 cent per coin. So I do think this is a really great opportunity to get in early. As many of you guys know, I just want to keep an eye out for good investments. And to be honest with you, I think Nervos might be it's an up and coming project to keep an eye on. And so yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about Nervos over the coming weeks. And I'm not gonna go through it all at once. There's just too much to cover in one video. But I just want to start by introducing Nervos to you guys. They are going to be partnering. They are partnering with Cardano to build a bridge of interoperability. So. So what does this mean in practice? Holders of Nervos, CKB, and ADA will be able to transact both currencies interchangeably. Nervos users will also be able to take advantage of Cardano's native asset standard to create tokens that can be ported and used across both networks. On top of this, the bridge enables developers on both chains to gain access to services and features to expand their dApp ecosystem and user bases. So the bridge is called Mousebelt, a full-service blockchain accelerator, and it will build the bridge with financial support from Nervos. So Nervos is paying for this. So the Cardano team will contribute expertise and resources to connect Cardano to the bridge. Development work is already underway and is expected to be completed in the next 6 weeks. So this came out on June 1st, so they should be just about done with this. Nervos also built a similar bridge to Ethereum. So there's now a bridge to Ethereum. They have a bridge to Cardano, and they're building bridges with many. They have plans to build bridges to other blockchains as well. So Nervos, up and coming project. Keep an eye on this one. Nervos reveals Cardano's cross-chain bridge infrastructure update. So this was just yesterday. The Nervos network published details about the cross-chain bridge to the Cardano blockchain that was announced on June 2nd. It's the result of a partnership between Nervos and IOHK. So this is pretty interesting. Let's see if we can get you guys an update here. Mousebelt has been responsible for creating the bridge between blockchains. It's a full-service blockchain accelerator. The bridge is not fully complete yet. It needs some minor improvements, according to Mousebelt. Most of them have to be done on the Cardano part. Testing, integration, and Docker setup in Cardano are some of the remaining steps. Nervos Network is serious about partnering with other blockchains and providing an interoperable ecosystem. Their latest partnership with Cardano means a strategic step toward that goal that may include some other major blockchains too. So just some minor updates left for this cross-chain bridge to be completed, and we will keep you guys updated on that. And Nervos, up and coming project, definitely doing big things. So Nervos Network enters next phase of development with Autumn is for Building. Beginning in August and running through the next few months, Nervos is actively ramping up its focus on the development of layer 2 tools alongside growth in the ecosystem. This correlates with the announcement of a major protocol upgrade that kicked off last week. Through autumn and the third quarter of the year, Nervos will be opening up opportunities for developers and users to test, experiment, and play around with some of its notable layer 2 solutions. The likes of Polyjuice, an EVM-compatible Ethereum on CKB solution, the Force Bridge, a decentralized cross-chain functionality that feels seamless, and a Godwoken, a framework to build roll-up solutions upon Nervos CKB, will enter open beta testing in August. Additionally, allowing our integration with Gitcoin, we will also be running a bounties campaign called Broaden the Spectrum, the other side of the moon, inviting developers to perform certain tasks from August 4th to September 4th for an opportunity to earn CKB. Following this, there will be a hackathon run through Gitcoin in September to look out for. So, Broaden the Spectrum is all about offering opportunities for developers to get their grips on our layer 2 solutions while also providing us with feedback about how they perform in beta testing. So Nervos incentivizing developers to come in and build on their layer 2 solution that will have cross-chain bridges to Ethereum, to Cardano, and to a number of other projects. So keep your eye on Nervos. So Opera to add Nervos to build its built-in browser crypto wallet. The web browser's hundreds of millions of users will be able to easily access and transact Nervos native token within Opera. So from the Opera wallet, you can now, have access to the Nervos network. The Nervos network is a collection of protocols and public blockchain ecosystem aiming to solve the biggest challenges facing blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum today. Some good partnership going on there between Nervos and Opera with the integration of their with their native crypto wallet. So the collaboration not only opens up Opera to a new audience of blockchain and crypto enthusiasts that are part of the Nervos' rapidly growing community, but it also gives application developers relying on Nervos an increased reach through Opera's massive user base. So Opera users will be able to send and receive CKB directly within the Opera browser and access Nervos dApps listed on the built-in dApps store. So pretty interesting. Nervos will become the fourth blockchain to become incorporated into the Opera browser after Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tron. So Opera is the browser of choice for hundreds of millions of users worldwide. In 2018, Opera became the first major browser to include a native crypto wallet and Web3 support. Opera's novel features allows people to make transactions and interact with the blockchain-based Internet of the Future, also known as Web3. The company's decision to introduce CKB support to its wallet integration marks another step in the development of future-oriented applications which talk to as many blockchains as possible, providing the most seamless experience to the users. Integrating CKB directly to the Opera browser crypto wallet means users will be able to easily send and receive CKB tokens via a seamless user interface without any third-party browser extensions or separate wallet applications. Opera and Nervos are both aligned to making crypto accessible and easy to use, and through this browser integration, users' crypto experiences will be significantly more enjoyable. So definitely check out the Opera wallet, which will allow you to access, both Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Nervos. And then obviously once the bridge from Nervos to Cardano is done, Cardano as well. And as Nervos continues to add more and more blockchains, from one blockchain, you can access every blockchain. So that's the goal of Nervos. Very interesting. And I think that they're, if you take a look at some of their fundamentals, it's also pretty interesting. So they're a proof of work. Nervos is a proof of work blockchain, but runs proof of stake layer 2 protocols on top of proof of work. So pretty interesting, very secure and very versatile. So keep your eye on this China-based blockchain project, Nervos. Very up and coming. So right now the Nervos chart is flashing a buy signal. coming in at around 1 cent. Its all-time high back in April was 40 cents. So, or no, I'm sorry, 4 cents. So yeah, you could make a quick 4x here. If the market does, continue to trend up back to all-time highs, Nervos investors could experience a 4x or better. Something to keep an eye on. So that's all I got for you guys today. Again, we will continue to cover Nervos. I do think that this project is up and coming, and I think that it's going to make some big moves in the very near future. So keep an eye on the markets. The entire market is experiencing some resistance. Red candles are starting to flash. So keep an eye on your investments. Bitcoin looks like we're still printing green. But yeah, just keep an eye on things and be careful out there. Have yourself a great weekend. Take care.